Hari Om, Shri Ram, Ambadnya, Nath Savid, Nath Savid, Nath Savid. So, Shravanam, right? After defining the bhakti, Satu Asmin Parama Prema Rupa, right? Now we are trying to learn, trying to expand, trying to masterize, trying to be submerged into this doing of bhakti, making of bhakti, maker of bhakti, a maker of yourself. Yes, everything. And the first thing is Shravanam. Last time we saw the story of Bhakta Prahlada, right? We knew how when he was in the womb of his mother, he heard the story of the Hari and what happened to him. Yes, certainly. Same thing will happen for us also. That doesn't mean we have to go back to the womb of somebody in the next birth and listen. No. But we have to listen to Harikatha. Harikatha means the stories of the Swayambhava. In whichever form, whether you like him in the form of Shiva, like him in the form of Rama, whether you like him in the form of Krishna, or whatever it is, right? Hari, anything, right? But what is the significance of stories? So few people say we'll only meditate on his form. Few people say we'll meditate only on his name, meditate on his formless form. I don't understand how can you meditate on a formless form. Right? The thing which is formless, the thing is which are without any attributes, how are you going to contemplate? What are you going to think? What are you going to remember? What are you going to see in front of your eyes? So that is a big Bakwas theory, okay? As far as we are concerned. We are devotees. We are not Brahmadhyanis. I don't think you think that I am a Brahmadhyani. I am not. Okay? I am a plain simple man like you who likes to be a devotee of my mother, that's all, nothing more than that. But yes, what is the importance of stories of Swayam Bhagavan? You must listen to these stories, whether it is Ram, whether he is in the form of Ram, in the form of Krishna, whatever it is, right? What is the importance? Here we are not trying to learn something from them, keep that in mind. People like to answer, I see many books nowadays coming up. You can learn these things from Ram, and learn these things from Krishna. Bakwas, yeah. You cannot get anything from them. If you try to copy Ram as a whole, then how difficult it will be, right? You have to live on your father's word, your Bangalore, your everything, and go away on the road streets without chappals and without no more good clothes, right? Are you going to do that? No, certainly not, right? It's not possible for us. Ram is Ram. So we are not going to listen his stories, his kathas, his leelas, to follow him. No, it is not required. We want to follow him, not by copying him. And if you can become a little better by listening to his stories, well, that is good, definitely good. But you cannot copy him because he is God, he is Lord, he is Almighty. Right? His capacity, our capacity is a large, huge difference in that. Right? Then what is the use of listening to these stories? Because as I told you, not only once, so many times in last so many years, 23, 24 years, right? That the Bhagavan himself, his name, his rupa, means his form, his qualities, that is his gunas, then his leelas, his deeds, then his dhamma, means his abode, and next is his great devotees, saints. Anybody who claims he is a devotee, don't accept him, okay? The real saint. And saint is to be declared saint only after his death, keep that in mind. Nobody should be declared saint when he is alive. Because the definition of saint is, see, the word santa, saint, means santa in Sanskrit or Indian languages, includes that word sa-anta. But till the end of his life, one who remains within limits, within maryadas, within holy atmosphere only, whose every thought, every mind activity, every physical activity is holy, auspicious, pure. Right? He is Santa. How can you call a person who is alive Santa? Impossible. Because उसका अंत नहीं हुआ अभी तक. Suppose he may be 99 years old, about to die. There is only 1 minute left. And he will kill somebody who is a pious person. When you think he has done the wrong deed, he had done Papa, right? Yes. Right? So he will not be called Santa. We go on calling Santa to everybody who has Bhagava attire, clothes with the Bhagava robes and then beards and mustaches and hair grown or hair matted or something. Many people telling me he has come from Himalayas and he has done so much japa. I see so many books, Himalayan yogis. There's one good book by Swami Ram on Himalayan masters. That is a really good book, an honest book. But nowadays I see so many books of Himalayan masters. All of a sudden there is a big rush of Himalayan masters from everywhere. Why do we need to go to Himalayan masters only? No, we do not. We only require to listen to his stories or read his stories. Then again the question is, what is the importance of these stories? Yes, because Swayam Bhagavan's Leelas, Swayam Bhagavan's stories do not enter into past tense at all. Like say Ramayana, take for example, right? Starting from his birth till his Rajabhishekam or everything, what it is, right? Till he is entering into schedule. Everything is happening just now, at this moment. Ramayana has not occurred, is occurring continuously. And every second of Ramayana is at every second in our life. Are you understanding? So Rama was born, then he went here, he killed Hitarika, then he went to Janakpur, he got married to Janaki ji. Okay, there is definitely a sequence in the story. But in reality what is happening is everything is in present form only. Because he is beyond time. Even though he enters this human earth life, right? This earthly life. He has not left his original qualities definitely. He is beyond time, and as he himself is beyond time, Janaki ji is also beyond time. Their lifestyle, their life, their whole story, their charitra, their leelas are also not time bound. They are beyond time. That means it is present, they are present in the present tense only. So whichever story you are listening to, understand that it is happening in front of you. If you are reading it, that means it is happening in front of you. It is happening within you. There are two things. If you are reading or listening to the Bhagavan story, that time you have to understand that two things happening. One thing is that particular deed, that particular action, that particular part of the story is happening in front of you as well as inside you. Now inside you means where? Yes, everywhere. In your brain, yes. In your emotions, yes. That is in your mind, yes. Your intellect, that is your buddhi, yes. Your atma, yes. Your pranas, yes. Your body, yes. In your body. You say, Bapu, what is this nonsense? Okay, so we can occur in the body. Mind we can understand. Intellect, reason we can understand. Right? No ideas. Every cell in your body or my body or anybody's body has a mind of its own. Like we have muscle fibers. We have a muscle, right? Say this is biceps. Everybody wants to develop his biceps, right? So biceps is a very well controlled muscle, right? And then muscle actually, every muscle is made up of thousands of muscle bundles. Bundles of muscle fibers. Every muscle fiber is separate muscle only. And so many muscle fibers come together to form one bundle. It's covered by a sheath. And thousands of such muscle bundles come together to form a muscle. But that every muscle fiber has a memory of injury. If your hand was injured, the bicep was injured, traumatized badly, then that memory is stored not only in your brain, but in every muscle fiber of the body. Similarly, any injury inside your body, as well as anything that is healing or that has healed, that memory also is present in every cell. Every cell has a nucleus, right? The central part. That is the brain and heart of the cell. So every injury or every good thing or bad thing, whatever it is stored inside the nucleus. Okay? Are you understanding? So whenever you are reading a story of Rama or Krishna or Swayam Bhagavan Trivikram, what is happening? The story is happening in front of you and within you, within every cell of your body, within every nook and corner of your mind as well as intellect and reason, in your whole pranas. That means in your movements, your actions, your deeds. Yes, the Ramana enters into actions also and purifies them, gives them proper shape. Then second part is, it is happening in front of you. Bapu, we cannot see it. But that way, can you see air? You cannot see air, right? You breathe, not still. The same way, though we cannot see that it is happening, we have to accept it is happening because Jnaneshwarji has said it, Santa Jnaneshwar. Because Santa Tulsidas has said it. Because Brahmarshi says, Yajnavalkya, the Brahmarshi or Brahmarshis has said it. If these many people have said it, there is no reason for them to speak lies. Right? Jnaneshwarji took Samadhi at the age of 21. And he was married, he had sons or daughters, anybody. Right? Why should he tell lies to us? Right? So we have to accept few words of his sense, real sense, and go ahead. But we have to at the same time try to understand what is the real meaning of that this thing is happening in front of us. When I am listening to the story of Hari, Bhagavan Swayam Bhagavan, or I am reading the story of Swayam Bhagavan, it is happening in front of me means what? One thing is plain simple meaning that it is happening in front of me, only we are not able to see. And the real meaning, inside meaning, the hidden secret, the most golden point, most important golden point of this particular theory is, it's not a theory, it's the most practical thing, is that really the vibrations of that particular incidence, vibrations of those particular talks, they do present immediately, they do come and be present around you at that particular time. Like if you are reading a Sundarkand from Ramayana, literally the vibrations of Hanumanji, taking a big chalang, big jump from that side of the ocean to this side of the ocean. Yes, those vibrations come around you. They give you protection. When you are reading the Sundarkand, and you are reading that particular part of Hanumanji meeting Vibhishan and giving me advice, yes, the vibrations of that advice from Hanumanji to Vibhishan comes around you. Yes, how many times we have experienced? We are staying in Bombay, which is a polluted city, right? As soon as you go to the proper village, right, which is with pure waters and pure air, how do you feel? There is a difference, right? In the same way, our mind is impure, definitely impure. But while we are reading Sundarkand or any other Ram Leela or Krishna Leela, Swayam Bhagavan Leela, what happens is the vibration of those particular sayings, those events, those deeds, those actions, those effects do come and lie and move around you. And wherever it is possible, listen carefully. Wherever it is possible, whenever it is possible, those vibrations try to enter inside you. Inside you means again everywhere. Starting from your body cells to the brain, to the Atma, everything. They try to enter. See, many times we get surprised. All of a sudden some bad thoughts start coming to your mind, right? We were not thinking of it at all. I never thought of it. But somehow all of a sudden some few very bad thoughts, dirty thoughts enter our mind. We are wonderstruck. We say, what is this happening? I have never thought of this. How this thought came to my mind? That thought has entered your body. That thought has entered your mind. It has not originated in your mind. It has not been created by your mind. It has not cultivated by your intellect. This particular bad thought has entered into your body by somebody else's force or because of your weakness, weakness of your mind, weakness of your pranas. Right? So similarly here, on the opposite side, the good vibrations enter you. And we do not know when we will require such auspicious, pure, clean, at the same time strongest vibration in our life to be used. By our manas, that is mind, for our intellect, that is our buddhi, reason, and by our body also. Right? Even this, what we are wearing, this mask at present, basically what are we trying? We are trying to protect ourselves, right? And we are not, we do not want to, we do not want to allow this virus to spread and infect and trouble others, and we have to suffer. All of us will have to suffer again and again for those 6 months, 7 months, 9 months. No, we don't want it. We want to curb it at this level only, right? At the same time, we have taken vaccines, right? So that we develop resistance power. So these vibrations coming from outside is a vaccine. Very mind. When you are listening a story, the vibrations which are produced around you are nothing but the vaccines against many mental diseases, bad mental thoughts, weakness of the mind, weakness of the intellect, and the weakness of buddhi, at the same time many physical diseases also. You will be surprised how this happens. But ultimately everything is made up of vibrations only. Whole body, our whole body is made up of vibrations only. The vibrations of these stories are so strong that they can enter and without or against your wish as well. Against your wish, yes. If we are not aware, okay, still it will enter. Here we should remember one story which I like very much. As usual, I like sage Narada like anything, right? So, sage Narada had decided that today I will go and meet Maharaj Ganpati ji. Long time has, many years have passed. I have not met Ganpati Papa. Let me go and meet him. So, as usual, Narad, he is chanting and he goes to Ganpati. Ganpati Maharaj is sitting royally on his throne and he is half asleep. So Sage Narada says, my God, I will have to wait here. Because he is the Lord of intellect, reason. He is the Lord of buddhi, right? So I have to wait. Narad knew very well what Ganpati is and what he is himself, right? So in the mind, he started chanting Narayana, Narayana, Swarupa Ganapati. Narayana, Narayana, Swarupa Ganapati. He went on chanting. Nothing happened. I said, this is what is happening. Now I am chanting Narayana, Narayana, Swarupa Ganapati. Still it is not happening. Then he started chanting the Mahamantra of Ganpati. Still Ganpati didn't open his eyes completely at all. I said, what is happening today? He is not paying attention. So many days have passed and I am sitting here just like that. Ganpati has never treated me like this. What is happening? So in between, what happens is, there is one, all of a sudden Ganpati wakes up, opens his eyes all of a sudden, and he starts looking at the earth, on the earth. Naradji also follows him. Naradji's eyes also follow him, follow Ganpati's eyes. He realizes then one old man from a village is standing in front of the temple of Ganpati temple, and he is only saying, oh God, I don't know your name, I don't know who you are. As you are sitting in a temple, you must be a God. I don't want anything else, but I want only one thing. I want to know God. I want to see God. And I want to serve God. If you are a God, give me the chance. Give me the chance. I don't want anything else. Narad is listening to this all, what he is saying, and he realizes he is seeing the happiness on the face of Ganpati. Ganpati immediately, with speed, yes, is sitting on the mouse, but still, his speed is, nobody can match his speed, right? And Ganpati Maharaj is going, right? He reaches within no time. Naradji also, he is Vayu Sanchari. Like a wind he flows, goes, walks, runs. He sees Ganpati going close to that person. As soon as he is about to reach that person, Ganpati changes his attire. He becomes a pujari. of the mandir, of the temple, and asked this man, "Oh, you idiot, neither you are educated, nor you are religiously oriented. You have never done any sadhana up till now. How can you expect God to give you all these things? So many sages are sitting, doing sadhanas, so many years, for so many days. They do not achieve this." So that old man said, "I don't know anything about that. My grandfather had told me that this is the thing. You ask God with pure mind, with complete intensity, and He gives you. He is very kind. My grandfather told me the God is very kind. Only thing, where we are staying, there is no temple. So I could not see the God. There is no statue or no image of God, any God in my house. I was staying in jungle almost, deep forest. And when I was young, I could not come to this village, which is the closest to us, because I had so many responsibilities. Now, yesterday only, my youngest daughter got married. I am relieved of all the duties, so I come here. So I am asking, I am sure this is a temple, this is a God. This God is looking like an elephant, agreed. As so many people are worshipping Him, so many people have offered Him flowers and prasadam, so that definitely is a God. I am sure He will give me. How can He give you? He doesn't have intelligence of human being. They say that of a God. He has the head of elephant. He is an animal. Now Ganpati is only telling him, keep that in mind, right? So that person says, "Oh Maharaj, I think that God only has sent you for my help. Because you are teaching me so many things that you ask me the question. This particular God has no intelligence. His intelligence must be lesser than human being's intelligence also. But he is an elephant, an animal. But I think, one thing I know," he says, "one thing I know. My grandfather has told me that God has many forms. God has many shapes. And He can change His shape and His roop, His face and His attributes, everything, at every second of life. He is everywhere in the world. As He has told me, He is everywhere in the world. He must be in this temple also. And He must be in you also. I am sure you are only Lord Ganpati." And he touches his feet and holds them tightly. Ganpati is trying to take off his legs from his tight thing, but he just doesn't allow. He doesn't budge. Now Ganpati cannot give him a kick and say, "Get lost." He is not living only. He is saying, "God, please guide me. God, please help me. God, take me along with you as your servant." And is that much you can do? Ganpati says, "I am not God. I am a demon. I am come in this form." Say, "Okay, I am sure God must be in the demon also." And my grandfather has said that He is everywhere and He is every human being or every person, every being. Why do you believe your grandfather so much? Ganpati asks him. He says, "Because he is the only person who has used to talk always about God to me. I have seen only one person, my grandfather, who used to look at the sky and talk to the God. I have seen only one person, that is my grandfather, who, by leaving the house, will call God. After coming home, also will call God. Before starting eating food, he will call God. After finishing food also, he will say thanks to God. And not only that, at the time of his departure, at the time of his death also, the last words he said was, 'Oh my Lord.' That's all. So I'm sure that he must have seen God. Did you ask him any time? He said, yes, I asked him once. Just one day before his death, have you seen God? So he told me, look, I never seen God. I heard it from my grandfather. And let me tell you one thing, that if I see a God, I will make one signal to you, wherever you are. So, and then you should understand, I have seen the God. When he was dying, he looked at me and he made the signal. I am very sure that my grandfather, while he was passing away, has seen the God. So definitely I am telling you, my grandfather will never speak the will never speak lies to me. He cannot. So, you are my God, please take me along with you. Now Narad is standing there, you know how Narada tells Ganpati. Obviously, Narada is in invisible form. He is invisible for that particular person. He is telling Ganpati, he has caught you. Has caught you red-handed almost. You cannot escape in front of me. Otherwise, I will go to the whole earth and every possible place, every possible abode, every possible universe and cosmos. I tell everyone that this Ganpati is a cheater. He doesn't keep his words. He deceives people. He cheated his own devotee, who was a poor person. Right? So, Ganpati immediately changes his form to the original form and talks to that particular devotee and takes him along with him as his servant, as his das. Now here, Mata Riddhi and Mata Siddhi, means Ganpati's wives, they asked Ganpati, why did you listen to Narad say so much? Arey Bapre, you don't know. Story. It is of a human or of a God. Listen, story, whether it is of a human or of a God, it has a biggest impact on the listener. See, we go to a particular picture, movie, drama, and few pictures create such a deep impression on our mind. We never forget them, right? Songs like a simple song, O Mere Vatan Ke Logo, Jara Yaad Karo Qurban, right? You people were not there also, most of you, when this was sung for the first time. We were there, we have seen. And I tell you, still that song is going to be sung and listened, and everybody will be fully charged of emotions of patriotism, even up to 10,000 years. These are the impressions. First, in this particular song, O Mere Vatan Ke Logo, is not only a song, it is a story of one war, which was being almost lost first, and then again India won. If any one of you has seen the movie Hakikat, has anybody of you has seen? Raise your hands. Seen the movie Hakikat? Others, those who have not seen, please see this movie Hakikat. It was, I think, it came out in 1963 or something, 64. It is regarding the Indo-China war. Beautiful movie. And it is the reality. There is no masala added to it. So story of a human being or a God, Ganpati says, makes deep impression on the mind of everybody. If Narad, and that also, a person like Narad goes on telling my such story that I cheat, I am a cheater, I neglect my devotees, I cheat my devotees, what will happen? The whole world will become atheist. The whole world will be in chaos. Because God, Lord Ganesh is the Lord who makes Tharva Atharva. It's an Atharva Sirsha Stotra. Tharva means chaos. Chaos in the brains is called as Tharva. And Atharva Shirsha. Shirsha means head. Tharva means chaos. And Atharva. Means whatever chaos is there in your brains, your head, is removed, cleaned, wiped out by this particular stotra. So this is the basic Ganpati's job, to give you peace of mind, to give your mind a proper and perfect direction. Ganpati says, if such stories spread that I am a cheater, nobody will pray. So nobody will be able to get the clarity which is most required in the life. I don't want that to happen. See, this is the power of story, that God also has to change his ways, bow down to a devotee and get scared of Narada, who is the devotee of Ganpati. So Ganpati didn't open his eyes for Narad. He opened his eyes for this Bhakta. Keep that in mind. Are you getting clear? This is the importance of Shravanam. Because God is always listening to us. Everything that we talk, everything that we think in our mind also is listened to by our God. Keep that in mind. So if He is listening to us 24/7, we will try to listen to Him definitely. Right? This is the importance of listening to the Hari Katha. And do not forget the saying, Hari Ananta, Hari Katha Ananta. Means the Swayam Bhagavan is Ananta, infinite. And his kathas also, his stories also, his leelas also are infinite. So what is the dearth? Where is the dearth? Right? Ample. Abundance. Right? Abundant. Agreed? So there is richness of stories of gods in our India, right? Read them. Listen to them. Many times we listen to the experiences of the many other devotees, right? Don't listen and leave it. Try to give a thought to it. Try to recollect it. That experience, that story of that particular person will also give a lot of strength mentally, physically, spiritually, on pranic level, at well, every level. Right? So this is the importance of Shravanam of listening to the God's stories, Swayam Bhagavan's stories. Right? Now listening may not be possible for all of us. Rarely nowadays there are people who will retell the real stories. Best way is to read the Granthas, read the books. What do you want to take from them? Take. What do you don't want to take? It will be like that only. Right? Agreed? Like many people think, the Hanumanji had gone to the Lanka, right? He was such a mighty person who could carry Ram, Lakshmana and half of the Sena on his back, right? Why could not bring Sita ji back at that time only? The war could have been avoided. That means these people have not read Valmiki Ramayana at all. He puts this proposal in front of Janaki Mata, Hanumanji. But Sita says, if I do this, if I come on your back, I agree that war will be avoided, but there will be one problem. Ramakatha will remain incomplete. Ramakatha will remain incomplete because Ravana will not be killed. So Ramakatha is incomplete without Ravana's death. And Ravana means fear. The source of fear means Raman. So the source of fear has to be killed for every person. So I have to stay here and wait for Sri Ram. This is the importance of God's story. When Mata Janaki and Hanumanji being there together, Mata Janaki refuses to go on the back of the Hanumanji. She allows that whole Leela Charitram to be completed very properly. So are you going to listen to stories now? Yes. Are you going to listen to the experience of every person? Yes. Properly? Yes. And don't think, when will I get experience like this? If you think like this, you are immediately producing negative vibrations. I say, how negative vibrations? I have given it in detail. Our Upanishad, Madhuvasila Upanishad. Whenever you say, I want this, whenever you say, I want this, that means that particular thing is not with you. Okay? And that particular thought is accepted by the nature, the universe, the Vishwa, or you call it Maya, right? And that thought only is fortified. See, in the Bible also there is one saying, not saying, once in one sermon, God says, those who has more, the one who has more will be given more. The one who has more will be given more. And the one who has less, whatever he has also, will be taken away from him. I told once, right? What is the meaning of this particular sentence? It's so scary, na? Who has more will be given more. Who has less, whatever he has also will be taken away. Just think. The one who continues like us, we say, देवा हमारे से कितनी दुख है, भगवान मेरे पास कितने दुख है, कितने दुख है, कितने दुख है, मेरे पास इतने सारे दुख है, मेरे पास इतने सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हैं. He will be given more problems. Right? The one who says, I got much happiness. I got so many good things given by God. he'll be given more. And the one will say, I have difficulty, but very few. God saves me every time. God helps me every time. So he has less problems. So all the whatever problem he has also will be taken away from him. Have you understood the meaning? And this is the impact which is given to you by Shravanam of the stories of the Lord and Lord's devotees. Right? Are you understanding? So the biggest importance of listening to the God's stories is that these particular two lines from Bible, right? The one who has more will be given to him. The one who has less, or he has also be taken out. If the person feels he has more happiness will be given to him. If he thinks he has more sadness, whatever sadness he has will be fortified. If he says that I have less happiness, whatever happiness he has also will be taken away from him. Have you understood? And this is Maya. This is the function of Maya. Got it? Do you want to be in the clutches of Maya? No, not at all. We want to be in the hands of our Lord, Bhagavan, right? Agreed? Yes. How many percent? Sure. Yes. You start reading the stories, start reading the experiences, start listening to them. Go and click, right? And listen, think, contemplate, okay? Reflect on it. Yes, reflect on it. Love you all. Love you all. Love you all. And let me tell you that I have also a habit. I have not only habit, I am addicted to listening to everyone's stories. I am Shravanotsukaha every minute. Shravanam is my addiction. Okay? Love you all. Love my kids. Love you.